Sloth once started a diet on Monday morning, feeling powerful, motivated, unstoppable, like a superhero who discovered broccoli and self-control simultaneously. By Wednesday night, Sloth was sitting on the couch, eating cookies and whispering, "Technically, this is emotional recovery nutrition." Sound familiar, human? Sloth suspects many viewers have experienced the famous 2-week diet life cycle of hope and disappointment. First phase, excitement. New meal plan, new grocery list, maybe even inspirational gym selfies pretending you already have abs. Suddenly your fridge contains chicken breast, vegetables, sparkling water, and exactly 0 foods that actually spark joy. You tell friends, "This time I'm serious," which historically means the diet will collapse sometime between day 9 and day 14. Sloth has studied this phenomenon carefully while lying on a couch, conserving energy for scientific purposes. And the conclusion is shocking. Diets do not fail because people are lazy. Sloth objects strongly to blaming laziness. Laziness is simply intelligent energy management. Diets fail because most diet plans are designed like punishment systems instead of sustainable lifestyles. Imagine asking your brain to suddenly replace pizza, snacks, and comfort food with permanent sadness and boiled vegetables. Your brain responds immediately with rebellion, confusion, and emergency cravings for chocolate at midnight. Humans believe the problem is lack of discipline, but Sloth believes the problem is terrible strategy. Let Sloth explain using the famous Sloth law of energy conservation. The body hates wasting energy. The brain hates suffering. Diets usually create both simultaneously. When a diet begins, motivation temporarily overrides biology. This phase feels powerful, dramatic, heroic. But motivation is basically caffeine for the brain. It works briefly, then disappears when reality arrives. Reality means stress, busy schedules, poor sleep, and coworkers bringing donuts to the office. Suddenly, your perfect diet plan must compete with hunger, fatigue, and the smell of warm pastries. Guess who wins that battle 90% of the time? Spoiler, not the salad. Extreme diets make the situation even worse by aggressively cutting calories like a villain in a superhero movie. The body responds with panic, metabolism slows, hunger increases, and every food advertisement becomes hypnotic. Suddenly, you are thinking about food every 10 minutes, like your brain opened 17 restaurant tabs. Sloth knows this experience personally. Sloth once spent 3 hours thinking about pancakes. Eventually, the breaking point arrives. One small cheat meal becomes a cheat day, then a cheat weekend, then comes the famous sentence, "I'll restart the diet next Monday." Sloth has heard that sentence more times than Sloth has blinked. And here's the tragic twist. The problem was never your willpower. The problem was trying to run a marathon with a plan designed for robots. Real humans have emotions, stress, social events, birthdays, holidays, and extremely persuasive pizza. Successful fitness systems must survive real life, not imaginary perfect weeks. Sloth calls this the lazy efficiency principle, maximum results with minimum wasted energy. Instead of extreme diets, Sloth recommends something revolutionary, smaller changes that are annoyingly sustainable. For example, keeping your favorite foods but reducing portions slightly instead of banning them dramatically. Because banning pizza creates obsession, reducing pizza creates balance. Another secret, diets fail when every habit changes at once. New foods, new workouts, new schedule, new lifestyle, new identity, new everything. Your brain sees this chaos and immediately files a complaint. Sloth prefers tiny upgrades that barely disturb daily laziness. Walk a little more, eat slightly better, lift weights a few times weekly. Nothing dramatic, nothing heroic, just consistent progress. And here's the secret most influencers ignore. The best fat loss strategy is the one you are too lazy to quit, because when effort feels small, consistency becomes automatic. Weeks become months, months become real body transformation. Meanwhile, extreme dieters are still restarting day 1 for the 8th time this year. Sloth is not fast, Sloth is not intense, but Sloth is extremely consistent, and consistency quietly destroys every dramatic diet on Earth. So what actually works for fat loss if dramatic diets keep collapsing like cheap folding chairs at a picnic? Sloth recommends the boring answer everyone tries to avoid. Small habits repeated forever until results sneak up unexpectedly. First lazy rule. Never start a diet you cannot imagine following on your worst, most stressful Tuesday. Because real life is mostly Tuesdays, not motivational montage scenes with epic music and perfect lighting. Second rule, Reduce friction between you and healthy choices. If cooking healthy meals takes 40 complicated steps, tired humans will immediately choose delivery pizza. Sloth simplifies everything. Simple meals, simple workouts, simple rules. Chicken, rice, vegetables. Eggs, toast, fruit. Yogurt, oats, berries. Not exciting, not trendy, but extremely difficult to mess up. Sloth believes boring nutrition is secretly powerful nutrition. Third rule, build anchor habits around things you already do every day. For example, short workouts directly after work, before your brain negotiates with the couch. Or a daily walk right after dinner while listening to podcasts or dramatic true crime stories. Habits attached to existing routines survive much longer than habits floating randomly in your schedule. Fourth rule, strength training is the ultimate lazy fat loss weapon. Muscle burns energy, shapes your body, and protects metabolism while losing fat. Cardio is useful, but lifting weights gives the body a reason to keep burning calories. Plus, lifting makes you look strong instead of just slightly smaller and confused. Sloth lifts weights 3 or 4 times weekly and calls that excellent productivity. Fifth rule, hunger management beats willpower every single time. Protein, fiber, and whole foods keep you full longer than ultra-processed snack chaos. If you're constantly starving, the diet is already planning its own funeral. The goal is mild hunger occasionally, not survival mode like a stranded explorer. Sixth rule, stop expecting perfection. Sloth eats pizza sometimes. Sloth eats dessert sometimes. But most meals follow the lazy structure. Protein, vegetables, something filling, something enjoyable. One imperfect meal changes nothing. One abandoned month changes everything. Fitness success is simply winning more days than you lose. Think of it like a scoreboard, not a strict rule book. Every decent meal and every workout adds quiet points to your future body. Eventually, the mirror starts reporting suspicious improvements. Friends ask what diet you're doing. You proudly answer, no diet, just lazy consistency. This confuses them because the fitness industry prefers complicated suffering systems. But Sloth prefers strategies that survive human behavior. Remember the lazy efficiency principle. Maximum results with minimum wasted effort. When habits are easy, they repeat automatically. When they repeat automatically, results compound like interest in a very muscular bank account. That is how real transformations happen without constant motivation. Slowly, quietly, consistently. Exactly the way a sloth would do it. If this lazy philosophy makes suspiciously good sense, consider subscribing to fitsloth. Sloth spends many hours researching efficient fitness while lying very comfortably. Future episodes will reveal more strategies for getting stronger without living permanently inside a gym. Because fitness should improve your life, not become a second exhausting job. So next time a dramatic diet promises miracles in 30 days, remember the sloth warning. Fast promises create fast failures, but lazy consistency quietly wins every year. Now excuse sloth. It's time for a short workout, followed by a very professional nap.